Now in today's video, let's talk all about speed. Yes, today let's fly the quickest aircraft that there are, and we're gonna start off with this one. This is the SR71 Blackbird, which obviously is a very, well, legendary plane. Everyone should know about this plane at least a little bit. It is the second fastest plane, and yeah, it is legendary indeed. Even Elon Musk named his newborn son after this aircraft. Yeah, by the way, this is Elon Musk's favorite plane because it has no weapons and no defenses. It has just speed, and that is enough in order for this plane to be effective. Yes, it is great in battle, and it is not violent, which is apparently why Elon Musk named his child after this one, but that is a whole nother story. Now, yes, as I've already said, this is the second fastest plane in the world. It could reach speeds up to 3 Mach. And well, I would say it's the fastest plane in the world that can take off and land on its own without any issues. It can basically do a full flight, which is what the fastest plane in the world couldn't really do. But more on that later, because we'll talk about that one too. Now, this is the cockpit of the SR71. This is a plane from the 60s, and it looks like a plane from the 60s, at least from the cockpit. On the outside, it looks very, very sleek, to be honest, though. Let's go ahead and take off. As you can see, we have these thick afterburners, which will definitely help us reach Mach 3, which is, by the way, 3 times the sound. Now, something that I do not like about this plane is that you cannot really look right in front of you. Landing this plane is probably very interesting. Obviously, we have this, I don't know, what do you call this? A bar? I don't know. Not very perfect for landing or taking off, but that's not the point of this plane anyway. Alright, we're just climbing to our cruise altitude, which by the way is very high. Here we have our Mach counter. We are almost at 1 Mach, and now, that is, by the way, the speed of sound. We are right now flying faster than sound, which is great. Yeah, this plane is incredibly fast. Just the fact that we can reach Mach 1 just while climbing out to 60 or 70,000 feet. That is nice. Let's actually go to our cruise altitude. This plane could fly at extremely high altitudes. Let's actually go for like 120,000 feet, which is obviously super high. But the plane, it doesn't even bother with that, really. Probably way too high for this one even, but who cares? It still flies, actually. Not bad. But yeah, you know what? Let's actually try reaching the cruising speed of 3 Mach, which, by the way, is very fast. Alright, there we go. We have reached Mach 2. Very nice. We are now as fast as something like the Concorde. That could also fly at Mach 2, which is obviously pretty damn crazy. There we go. We're slowly coming closer to the speed of Mach 3. And I can already see my computer is getting very hot because it has to load in all the scenery because we're flying so fast. Yeah, it doesn't like this one, but it's not crashing so far, so that's good. Has anyone ever mentioned how sleek this plane looks as well? It looks pretty realistic for a plane from the 60s, doesn't it? And in general, I like how they painted this plane in black. You know, black aircraft always look very, very sleek because you don't really see them a lot. They're pretty exceptional. Alright, we're still getting closer and closer to Mach 3. 2.6 is our current speed. Alright, 2.9. And there we go. That's Mach 3 for you. Very, very nice. Now, a few days ago, I actually flew the space shuttle, which also went pretty well, I would say. Oh no, we have gone out of control. Yeah, we've crashed. Yeah, that was not so good. Yes, in the space shuttle, I flew the re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere, and I reached speeds of up to 15 Mach, which obviously is because we are entering Earth from space, so that makes sense. And with Mach 15, we were able to cross the entire Pacific within 20 minutes. That was kind of interesting. We have now completely crashed. Now, you know what? Let's forget about the SR71. As amazing as it is, it's not the fastest plane. The fastest one actually is the X15. Yeah, this very plane. Yep, this is the North American X15, which is a lot faster than the SR71. And when I say faster, I mean faster. This plane could reach speeds of up to 6 Mach. Jesus Christ. Yeah, Mach 6 was no worries for this plane. Very interesting. Now, as I've previously said in this video, the SR71 is the fastest plane that can take off and land on its own. Now, this plane cannot do that. As you can see, it doesn't even have proper landing gear. This plane has to be attached to another plane, something like the B-52, and then deployed from the B-52. Yeah, this one cannot take off on its own. As you can see, it doesn't even have like a main landing gear. But let's try this anyway, because we're very savage around here. Now, other like the SR71, this plane actually has a rocket engine, which obviously makes it a lot faster. Now, you'll see what happens when we Yeah, this is what happens. Yeah, it's basically impossible to take off this plane, really. And landing this plane is also quite a story. Just like the SR71, you cannot really look right in front of you, so you have to kind of cheat here a little bit. Let's land it and see what happens then. Landing, I think, should work fine without any issues. Ooh, that was hard. Oh no, we're... Again, alright, that didn't really work out. Yeah, this plane really makes you appreciate, landing gear. Yeah, that didn't work out. So yes, we do need a plane to be attached on. How about something like the B-52? Do I even have it here in the sim? I think I do. There we go, the B-52. Alright, so we're now being carried by the B-52, which is about to take off. At least I hope so. And for some reason, we have no engine sound, which is a little weird. Alright, so what is the AI doing that is flying the B-52? I do not know. Actually, yes, artificial intelligence is right now controlling this plane. It is the computer that is flying us right now. Let's support it a bit with our rocket engine. Come on, please. Alright, so it has been a while now. We are at around 50,000 feet. Let's actually get deployed. As you can see, we have to press the space bar to get dropped, which is what we're gonna do now. Which is obviously what we're gonna do now. That doesn't work, does it? Alright, now. Oh, the sim has crashed. Jesus Christ. Yeah, you know, sometimes it's a good thing that real life cannot crash, right? Even though we might also just live in a simulation that can crash anytime, right? Right, once again, we are tucked onto a B-52 Stratofortress. Let's try this again. Now we have reached cruising altitude. Let's just get released from the airplane. Come on. Alright, that didn't work out again, Jesus Christ. Now, you know what? Let's just pretend that the deployment from the B-52 worked out. We're now flying at 50,000 feet. Let's actually get some engine power in here too. Oh my goodness. Yeah, again, this is a rocket engine, not just a jet engine, which will allow us to fly at quite a higher speed. Let me just say that. Right, we have just like that reached 1 Mach already. We are on our way to our 2nd Mach. No worries at all. Down here is actually my test landing strip, you know, where I test landed the 747 and found out how much runway it really needed. Alright, whatever. Let's just maintain our flight. Alright, there we go. Just like that, we have reached Mach 3. I really like the sound of a rocket engine in the morning. You know, when you're listening through headphones, you really get that bass of a rocket engine. It is amazing. There we go, 3.3 Mach, no worries at all. We're not even flying at quite a high speed, and we have actually run out of fuel, which happens quite a lot. We have to refuel every like 2 minutes or so when we are running at full power. That's the thing about rocket engines, they just eat fuel like that. As you can see, doing aileron rolls in this plane is no problem at all. You know, we have a very low wingspan. This is pretty amazing. And even at such a low altitude, we're flying at Mach 3, which obviously is pretty hard. Let's actually go a lot higher. Up here we can reach higher speeds much easily. 3.7 Mach. As you can see, our speed is rising up a lot. We're gonna reach Mach 6 in no time. And I don't want to know how many times I just said Mach. Now, the X15 is actually a bit older than the SR71, but the SR71 is obviously a lot more practical. This plane is kind of useless. I mean, it cannot even take off on its own, but it's cool nevertheless. And just like that, we have reached Mach 6, which by the way is 7,400 kilometers per hour, or as you can see up here, 4,300 miles per hour. And my PC is really starting to hate its life. The scenery is completely bugged now, and of course we are glitching out. Yeah, flying at such a high speed and long term is not good. Actually, right in front of us, this is the Grand Canyon, isn't it? That is the Grand Canyon. This is how fast this plane is. We are in the Californian desert a minute ago, and now we are in the Grand Canyon. You can probably cross America in this plane in less than an hour. I'm pretty sure that that's gonna work. 7,000 kilometers per hour, that's quite a bit. A few days ago, we actually landed some planes in the Grand Canyon. We can actually see some runways down here. Talking about landing, let's actually land this plane here. We are actually very far away from the airport that we came from. It's quite crazy. Yeah, let's try actually doing a successful landing in this plane, because this plane did land just like a normal plane. Alright, maybe get some flaps in here too. We actually have to land at quite a low speed for this plane, you know, not at Mach 6, definitely. Yeah, even this plane is faster than all the hot air balloons in FSX, isn't it? Alright, looking good. Oh, I think we landed without landing gear. That's not good. But you know what? That was actually not too bad. We've kind of run off the runway. Yeah, the landing gear didn't come down, but that was still not too bad. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you tomorrow. As always, good night.